Hey friends, we're at day 8 of 10 days till a decade. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the comments. It really means a lot. And it's so nice to see people in the comments too. Like when I talk about the shitty pizza place in Central Illinois that you came out and commented. So shout out. Because there was true. Like those were good people and I'm still friends with them on the social media today. So here we are, day 8 in the story vlog. Um, like I said in the previous video, like I spent 3 years riding a bicycle, and I still was pursuing stand-up comedy. So what that meant was I would ride down to the comedy club every weekend, and that's how I got there. And then when I started to get paid gigs, because I didn't have my license back, I would have to pay newer comics than me to get to the gigs. So I would like get a hosting gig at a winery, and then I would have to like beg the producer to give someone a guest spot for me, and then I would give my pay to the person who would drive me. That's how I got to the gigs. I just wanted it. I just wanted to push it real hard. And now that I was sober, like I felt clear about what it is that I wanted to do. I wanted to stay sober. I wanted to try to help other people, and I wanted to keep pushing stand-up comedy. I just kept doing it, you know. So after I finally paid my DU off, I got my first comedy car, and it came from someone in sobriety hooked me up with a deal on a little red Honda Civic, and to help pay for that car, I became a DJ at a strip club. And that's right, I worked Sundays and Mondays. Those were my shifts. I worked part-time as a DJ at a strip club. So if you've made nice comments about my voice, you probably remember me from such classics as "Fellas, get them dollars out, put them on the tip rail." I was awful, but yeah, I was, and those gals were good buddies. They're still good buddies of mine to this day. They come to my comedy shows. One of my favorite parts about having been the DJ, which is just like I was sober, I would drink coffee and I would play the music that they wanted to dance to. It was really an easy, good job, and also titties, but still, like it was just easy and good. And I remember one of the gals, I would go into the back room where they would all change and do makeup and stuff to get the songs from them. And it was when I first started working there, and she's like naked, and she's like, "I like you, Dave." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Because you look at me in the eyes when you talk to me." I'm like, "Well, it's not like I've never seen titties before, you know." So it was. I mean, it was a fun job. That industry is super important. You know, the sex work industry is super important. Those gals are some of the best people on earth. And every once in a while, they would comment after I left Illinois, was, "Your friends at church miss you," which I thought was super funny to me. So, you know, I worked 2 jobs, 3 actually, if you count it. Like I was working the day job behind the desk, I was working stand-up comedy, and I was a DJ at a strip club. This is all in recovery. You can do things that people aren't supposed to be able to do in recovery. Like I got to a place in my recovery where it didn't matter what environments I was in. You know, so like in the beginning, like I would do my sets and then I would leave. And then when I got enough, you know, recovery under my belt, enough phone numbers in my phone, I was able to go into slippery environments. You know, I've always maintained, I look at it like if I was allergic to peanuts, I wouldn't tell you to not eat peanuts around me, because if I eat peanuts, it's going to kill me. You can live your life however you want to. And, you know, if I was to have a problem being around drugs or alcohol, I wouldn't be able to do the jobs that I was doing. And I'm not saying that you should force yourself to be in these environments if you're not feeling great. You know, like the rule of thumb for me is if I was mentally fit and had enough tools in my tool belt, in my recovery tool belt, to be in these environments, then I could be there. And I was able, as soon as I got that comedy car, I was able to travel all over the country. I was always told to draw an 8-hour radius from where you live and work anywhere in that area. So I would take gigs on the weekends, and my day job was super cool with like giving me like a Thursday off because I had some vacation time. So I would leave Central Illinois on like Wednesday to get to a Thursday, Friday, Saturday gig. Sometimes I'd even take an extra Sunday. And the 8-hour radius thing was, I've finished shows on Sunday at 11 p.m. in Detroit and made it back down to Central Illinois. 8 hours. Like I drove like a trucker. cold brew, energy drinks, smokes. And I would get home, maybe sleep for like 2 hours, and then show up for work on Monday because that's how bad I wanted this thing. Um, and so when it came time to push it to the next level, I mean, I owe it all to being sober. It wasn't always great, like in the beginning of sobriety. There was still like self-doubt, and am I funny? And, do people like me? And I just knew that if I stayed sober, anything was possible. One of the hardest things in my first few years of recovery was watching people that you came into recovery with relapse and die. That's real. It was a good reminder that I don't have this thing. Even with almost 10 years sober, I don't have this thing nailed down. I just do a certain amount of things on a daily basis when possible to maintain some sense of not being a completely insane person. I reach out for help. I talk to sober people. I therapy, and this is me learning at year 4 and 5 that it's just like, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work to just change everything in order to live, in order to get to the person that I was always supposed to be. So we're ending day 8. I hope that was a good combination of previous work history, recovery, and, day 9, we're going to get into the deal. We're going to get into what prompted me to make the jump from Illinois to Los Angeles, California, and it'll be a good one. So if you like this, awesome. If you didn't like it, that's cool too. So I'll catch you tomorrow for day 9.